The healthy vegetables in your fridge aren't saving your life. They are a ticking time bomb. The moment you fall asleep, the hidden poison inside them surges to your brain, triggering a massive, deadly stroke at 3 a.m. Here is the chilling lie the food industry desperately wants hidden. We have been spoon-fed a flawless, meticulously crafted lie since childhood. We were told that as long as we eat our vegetables, we are safe. For decades, the food industry has brainwashed us, slapping vibrant green leaves on packaging, tossing around buzzwords like vegan, fiber-rich, and heart-healthy to lull us into a false sense of security. But tonight, I need you to wake up. Look closely at your dinner plate. Beneath that innocent, vibrant green facade lies a ticking time bomb quietly arming itself inside your bloodstream. These processed greens are not delivering nourishment. They are serving up a silent death sentence. Before we dive into the dark truth that the food industry desperately wants to keep hidden, At Healthy Aging US welcomes you and thanks you for being here. If you value your life and the lives of your loved ones, please hit that subscribe button right now to support our channel so we can continue uncovering these vital, life-saving truths for you to watch until the very end. Now, let me show you a chilling medical reality brought to light by the British Medical Journal. Through a rigorous observational study tracking over 177,000 individuals, scientists discovered that the true mastermind behind early morning strokes is not necessarily sugar, nor is it just animal fat. The most ruthless, stealthy assassin is sodium. But this is not the table salt you consciously sprinkle into your soup. This is a colossal, hidden payload of sodium camouflaged within industrial vegetable products. Imagine your own body as a fragile, enclosed biological aquarium. Your internal organs, your intricate blood vessels, and your delicate brain cells are the fish swimming within it. When you consume the excessive sodium hidden in these prepackaged dinner-time vegetables, you are pouring pure, unadulterated poison directly into your own life-sustaining water. You cannot cure a dying fish without changing the water, yet the fluid inside you is becoming dangerously concentrated. Biochemically speaking, for every single gram of excess sodium you ingest, your body is forced to hoard exactly 1 liter of water just to dilute the toxins and maintain blood osmolarity. The true catastrophe, however, unfolds while you are completely defenseless. Medical science calls this terrifying phenomenon nocturnal non-dipping. In a healthy human body, as you drift into a deep sleep, your parasympathetic nervous system takes the wheel. Your heart rate slows down, your blood vessels dilate, and your blood pressure is supposed to drop by 10 to 20%. This is your biological golden hour, a crucial window for autophagy to clean up decaying cells and repair damaged artery walls. But when you consume these chemical-laden, sodium-soaked vegetables for dinner, you trigger a deadly biological cascade. During the day, gravity pulls this excess fluid down into your legs, causing a mild swelling you likely brush off. But the moment you lie down in bed, gravity no longer anchors that fluid. Liters of trapped water violently reverse course, rushing back toward your heart and surging straight up your carotid arteries into your brain. As the clock strikes the lethal window of 2 to 4 in the morning, the exact time your blood pressure should be at its absolute lowest, the pressure violently spikes. This massive volume of blood forcefully stretches the fragile, age-hardened cerebral microvessels of anyone over the age of 65. The delicate arteries simply cannot withstand this devastating mechanical stress. A microscopic crack forms. Then, it ruptures. A hematoma instantly materializes, crushing your neurons into oblivion. That is the exact moment a hemorrhagic stroke strikes you in the dead of night, without a single warning whisper. You have been tragically deceived by the deadly illusion of a healthy vegetable dinner, and it is time to unveil the terrifying culprits hiding right in your refrigerator. To uncover these betrayals, we must pull back the plastic of the crisper drawer and confront the specific, industrialized greens we have unknowingly invited into our most sacred space. The first and most deceptive offender is the modern pre-packaged salad kit, a product masquerading as the ultimate convenience for the health-conscious individual. We buy these plastic bags filled with wilting spinach and shredded kale, believing we are making a virtuous choice for our evening meal. But look closer at the foil packet of dressing and the seasoned croutons nestled inside. This is not food. It is a chemical emulsion designed to extend shelf life and mask the degrading taste of old produce. A single serving of that seemingly innocent dressing can harbor more sodium than a large order of fast food French fries. When you drench your greens in it, you are essentially embalming your vegetables in a liquid brine of salt, refined seed oils, and artificial preservatives. Equally dangerous, yet wrapped in the warm nostalgia of tradition, are canned and heavily pickled vegetables. Generations before us relied on preservation out of sheer necessity. But today, the industrial canning process has twisted this survival tactic into a commercial weapon. Canned green beans, asparagus, and peas are boiled until their natural nutrients disintegrate, leaving behind a fibrous shell that is then drowned in a heavy sodium bath just to make it palatable. We serve these limp, olive-toned remnants to our families, completely oblivious to the fact that half a cup can contain a quarter of our daily maximum sodium limit. Even the seemingly sophisticated jars of marinated artichokes or pickled peppers sitting on your refrigerator shelf are soaking in a deceptive cocktail of hidden salt. You are not tasting the earth when you eat these. You are tasting a corporate preservation formula. The vegetables have become nothing more than a delivery mechanism for a mineral imbalance that will inevitably push your cardiovascular system to the brink. They sit in your kitchen, exuding a false aura of wellness, while quietly sabotaging the delicate fluid dynamics of your body the moment you swallow them. Behind the creation of these toxic, sodium-drenched vegetables lies a cold, calculated industry that prioritizes its profit margins over the rhythm of your pulse. You might wonder why a company would willingly transform a life-giving plant into a vehicle for cardiovascular destruction. The answer is rooted in the dark alchemy of food engineering, where the natural spoilage of fresh produce is viewed not as a biological reality, but as a financial liability. To ensure a bag of greens or a can of peas can sit on a supermarket shelf for months without losing its visual appeal, manufacturers must weaponize sodium. Salt is the cheapest, most effective preservative on Earth, capable of arresting decay while simultaneously tricking the human brain. The food industry knows that the human palate is evolutionarily wired to crave salt, and they exploit this primitive desire without mercy. They systematically strip away the complex natural flavors of the vegetable and replace it with a hyper-palatable salty crunch that leaves you blindly reaching for another bite. While their stock prices soar, your internal organs are left to pay the devastating biological toll. Consider the silent, exhausting battle taking place inside your kidneys right now. Your kidneys are miraculous, microscopic filtration plants designed by nature to carefully balance the minerals in your blood. But they evolved to process the modest, naturally occurring sodium found in wild plants and fresh game, not the tidal wave of refined, industrial salt dumped into modern processed vegetables. Night after night, as you digest these engineered greens, your kidneys are forced into a frantic state of overdrive. They desperately try to excrete the toxic sodium overload, but eventually, the sheer volume overwhelms the filtration system. The delicate nephrons become scarred and exhausted. This is not merely a diet gone wrong. It is a systematic biological exploitation. The corporations have engineered a perfect, profitable loop where they sell you the illusion of health while quietly breaking down the very organs that keep you alive. This biological exhaustion eventually spills over into our everyday lives, creating a deeply human tragedy that tears at the fabric of families who simply tried to do the right thing. There is a specific, agonizing heartbreak in watching a loved one suffer a catastrophic health event when they have spent their entire lives believing they were following the rules. I want you to picture a grandfather sitting at his kitchen table, dutifully eating a bowl of canned vegetable soup and a side of heavily dressed, pre-packaged greens. He gave up red meat years ago. He cut out the sweets. He is eating this meal because a glossy magazine or a corporate advertisement convinced him it would protect his aging heart. He swallows every bite with the quiet pride of a man fighting to stay on this earth just a little longer to watch his grandchildren grow. He goes to sleep feeling virtuous, completely unaware that the very meal he choked down for the sake of his health is the exact mechanism that will cause his blood vessels to rupture at 3 in the morning. When the stroke hits, it leaves behind a wake of unimaginable grief and confusion. The family gathers in the sterile, fluorescent-lit waiting room of the intensive care unit, asking the doctors the same desperately bewildered question. How could this happen? He ate his vegetables. He took care of himself. The cruelty of this hidden sodium epidemic is that it preys on our best intentions. It turns our discipline against us. It is one thing to suffer the consequences of a lifetime of reckless indulgence, but it is an entirely different level of tragedy to be poisoned by the very habits you thought were your salvation. The empty chair at the dinner table becomes a haunting monument to a dietary lie. The paralysis, the loss of speech, the sudden loss of independence, these are not just medical statistics. They are stolen years, stolen conversations, and shattered dignities, all bought and paid for by a food industry that hid a lethal weapon inside a green package. To honor those we have lost and protect the futures of those we love, we must aggressively reclaim the sanctuary of our dinner plates and return to the uncorrupted harvest of the earth. The antidote to this industrialized poison is not found in another brightly labeled package, but in the raw, unadulterated state of nature. It is time to walk past the middle aisles of the grocery store, where the embalmed vegetables sit in their chemical purgatory, and move directly to the fresh produce section. Real, life-giving vegetables do not need a list of unpronounceable preservatives on the back. A fresh head of broccoli, a vibrant bunch of asparagus, and crisp, living, leafy greens are naturally rich in potassium, the glorious biological counteragent to sodium. When you consume fresh, whole vegetables, that potassium acts as a gentle, natural vasodilator, signaling your kidneys to release trapped water and easing the pressure on your strained arterial walls. You are no longer hoarding toxic water. You are flushing it out, restoring the beautiful, flowing aquarium of your body to its pristine state. Yes, it requires a fraction more of your time. It means returning to the kitchen, washing the dirt from the leaves yourself, and learning to season your food with the healing power of fresh herbs, garlic, and citrus rather than relying on an industrial salt shaker. But this act of preparation is not a chore. It is a profound declaration of self-worth. As you retrain your palate to appreciate the subtle, earthy sweetness of real food, the cravings for those hyper-salted corporate greens will completely vanish. You have the power to stop the deadly nocturnal fluid shifts tonight. You have the power to protect the fragile vessels in your brain and offer your heart the peaceful, restorative sleep it so desperately needs. Take back your plate, reject the convenient lies of the food industry, and let true, living nourishment be the medicine that secures your long, vibrant life. In modern diets, the very foods we turn to for health have been weaponized against us. The food industry has brilliantly disguised sodium-laden chemical cocktails as nutritious staples, exploiting our fundamental desire to live well. Prepackaged salad kits, heavily dressed greens, and canned or pickled vegetables are not the life-giving plants they appear to be. Instead, they are profit-driven products engineered for shelf life and hyper-palatability, embalmed in salt and preservatives. This dietary deception forces our bodies, particularly our kidneys and cardiovascular systems, into a state of chronic exhaustion, leading to devastating health crises like hypertension and strokes. The deepest tragedy lies in the fact that many suffer these fates while sincerely believing they are making virtuous, healthy choices. However, we are not powerless in this biological battle. True vitality is well within our reach if we are willing to break free from the toxic convenience of corporate food engineering. By returning to raw, whole, and fresh produce, we can harness the natural healing properties of potassium-rich plants to counteract the damage of industrialized sodium. Taking the extra time to wash, prep, and naturally season our own vegetables is no longer just a dietary choice. It is an act of rebellion against a system that prioritizes profit over our pulse. Ultimately, true nourishment requires us to see through the illusion of convenience and reclaim the uncorrupted harvest of the earth for our own long-term survival. Convenience is often a corporate illusion that exacts a hidden, catastrophic toll on our health. Just because a product is marketed as green or healthy does not mean it serves your biological well-being. True health cannot be bought in a chemically preserved package. It must be consciously cultivated through intentionality, awareness, and a return to the unaltered, raw ingredients of nature. Scrutinize the labels. Stop trusting the glossy marketing on the front of the packaging. Always check the sodium and preservative content on the back, especially for salad dressings, canned goods, and pickled items. Ditch the flavor packets. If you buy pre-packaged salads out of necessity, throw away the included dressing and croutons. Make your own simple dressing at home using olive oil, fresh lemon juice, garlic, and herbs. Shop the perimeter. Spend the majority of your grocery shopping time in the fresh produce section rather than the middle aisles, where heavily processed and canned foods reside. Embrace potassium-rich foods. Actively incorporate fresh, living vegetables like broccoli, spinach, and asparagus to help your kidneys flush out excess sodium and protect your arterial walls. Reframe meal prep. Stop viewing the washing and chopping of fresh vegetables as a burden. Treat it as a daily, non-negotiable investment in your family's long-term health and vitality. Were you surprised to learn just how much hidden salt is lurking inside pre-packaged salads and canned vegetables? Please, drop a comment below sharing your thoughts, and let us know one fresh vegetable you plan to start eating more of this week. Let's inspire each other. If you found this information eye-opening and valuable, please hit that subscribe button. Your subscription supports the channel and gives us the motivation to keep uncovering the truth and creating more great content to help you live your healthiest life.